Hello, everyone. Welcome to our daily interview where we're talking about emotional mastery and learning how to respond powerfully to any situation in order to live the life and have the relationships that we want. We're happy you've joined us today as we talk to Catherine Roy from Live From Your Heart and Mind. Catherine is a published author, a philosopher, poet, member of Mensa and the Wellness Universe, as well as being a featured author on Simple Reminders, and certified in the fields of psycholinguistics, positive psychology, assertive behavior, emotional intelligence, and intelligence. Her work has helped thousands of people worldwide in the vital areas of happiness, love, success, and balance. So welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much for making time to be with us today as we're discussing these important topics of mastering our emotions. For those who maybe have never heard of you or of your work before, what else would you like to add about who you are and the work that you're doing?
Thank you, Sarah. I'm delighted to be here with you. I'm Catherine Roy. I'm Heart and Mind Coach and the author of Live From Your Heart and Mind System for emotional and intellectual development. So I would like to say a few things about that. As the most perfect creatures on earth, humans are symbiotes of two inseparable sides, emotional and intellectual. And we need to increase both sides to the highest potential and set those entities in balance in order to live the fulfilled life. So Live From Your Heart and Mind covers all aspects of life, and both intellectual and emotional sides. And one of the most important and beautiful things that actually separates LHM from other systems is the fact that LHM algorithms are created as a personal guide. There are no two same persons on this planet, so there will be no same solution. That is why Live From Your Heart and Mind solutions are created to be suitable for anyone in a wide variety of situations and based on individual answers. What I do, and I'm trying to do, is to show how we can increase our emotional intelligence and our intelligence with IQ training and associative memory, and then use that in order to live the happier life, reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, and actually get what we want from life.
Yeah. That sounds like really actually very fascinating work.
Well, it lasted 8 years. I was researching and developing it, and it's finally published, so I'm very excited about that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
That is
you.
really awesome.
Thank you.
Very interesting. So as we're getting ready to kind of get into these questions, what brought you to the understanding that you could actually lead your emotions rather than be led by them?
Well, if I may say, my life experience wasn't so easy. In 2008, I was diagnosed with Coxsackie virus that almost completely demolished my heart. So doctors told me that I will live just a year and a half. As you can see, not only that I lived 8 years more, but I managed to do what I wish in life and help people to achieve the same. In that period, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. My emotions were very complicated, and I felt like it is over. But I didn't give up. I started to learn about energy, about alternative medicine, psychology, and so on. And I managed somehow to get my body again in balance. But that wasn't the tough one. More harder experience for me was when a few years ago doctors told me and my husband that we can't have a baby. So we started to go on medical treatments and in vitro procedures and so on. And again, I was very down, very depressed, and after first in vitro wasn't successful, the second one too, it was very hard. So what I started to do was doing meditation with Oprah and Deepak on Oprah's channel. Mm-hmm. I found that, and I was doing meditations every day with them. And I started to feel peace inside. I started to receive information from my heart. And I realized that I can actually lead my life no matter of that. Mm-hmm. So I gave my attention to development of LHM system and helped people. So as more people I helped, more people came to me. And they were very grateful, and they gave me a lot of love. So love started to come from all parts of the world. And actually what happened in that year is that I became a mom 4 months ago, and with no medical treatments.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, I have a little boy now, and that is when I understood that everything is possible. And actually, if we come in connection with ourselves inside, we can lead our emotions and our life if we wish.
Wow, that's powerful.
Well, it was painful, but
yeah, isn't that usually how it? That's really how it usually works. That's powerful. Yeah, it was painful. So, what, if anything, is the difference between our emotions and our feelings?
Oh, this is a very important one. Actually, if I may say it this way, every emotion is a manifestation of our thoughts, and every feeling is a language of our soul. Wow. So, feeling which we have after we have fight with someone we love, we still love that person. But emotions that we have can be anger or frustration or something like that. So our soul, and that is our heart, will always look at everything with love. And emotions is what have passed the filter of our thoughts. And this is the position where ego comes on the stage if we don't manage to control it. So if our thoughts are bad, our emotions will be even worse. So we have to make a clear distinction between feelings and emotions, allow our feelings to lead us sometimes, and learn how to control emotions.
Yeah. Well, often we suddenly find ourselves in the middle of an intense emotional situation. We just are there and with no warning. And it certainly doesn't feel like we choose the feelings that are involved in that. So what does it mean when experts say we choose how we're going to feel?
Actually, these situations are when our mind has to step up. And we are masters of our mind. It should not be vice versa. And we always have a choice. So we don't choose how we will feel, but we choose how we will give an energy to a specific emotion. So actually energy flows where our focus goes. And if emotion rules over us, we can lose control. But if we stop and ask ourselves, for example, what I usually do, what would this situation or this problem mean to people 200 years from now? We will immediately elevate ourselves to master our reaction, because the answer is always nothing. So that is what we mean when we say we choose how we're going to feel. Actually, we choose, will we give attention to bad emotion and have impulsive reaction, or we will give attention to our feelings and take a pause before we respond.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense how you've laid that out.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
It took me a lot of years to understand this. but it helped a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very helpful. So then what's the difference between reacting and responding?
Well, I believe this is the most valuable lesson, actually. There is a huge difference. Reaction is quick, without much thought. It can be tense and aggressive. It can be emotion-filled, typically provokes another reaction. And response takes time. It's thought out, it's calm. It's not threatening. It removes all emotions and allows us to respond with assertiveness. That should solve the conflict and not make a bigger one. So we should learn how to respond and not to react.
Mm-hmm. So then how can we learn to respond, especially when it's in one of those situations that we suddenly find ourselves in?
We have to stop our thoughts in that moment. That is something that we have to practice, actually. And we have to act with assertiveness. This means that I respect you, but I respect myself too. And I will say to you what is wrong in this situation or conflict or something like that, but with a high level of respect, so the other person doesn't feel attacked. We must not allow ourselves to make other person feel attacked, because that person will react too. So we need to look calm, don't low down our voice, master that emotion that we have, and try to respond with peace. Peace in our voice will actually bring peace in the voice of the other person. That should help.
Yeah. So can you talk just a little bit more then about that? It sounds like you're saying bring peace. So talk about how that peace can be a powerful part of it, because sometimes it's like, where are we going to find that peace?
That is the most difficult part, actually. I believe, and from my experience, we need to get our inner connection. We have to get connection with our heart, because we have to clean our thoughts, and we have to actually think the positive, to find the positive in every situation. That means whatever other person is going to do or show to us, it is up to that person. It is not about me. How I will respond or react, it is who I am. So actually, if I'm in peace with myself, then my reactions should not be anger or rising up voice, but bringing peace into every situation. In this meditation help or breathing exercise, but not in that moment, but like everyday exercise we have to do at home.
Yeah. So I hear you saying that our thoughts influence our ability to respond powerfully to any situation. Can you speak into that?
Yes, thoughts are extremely powerful. Actually, how I like to say, we have to learn to feel our thoughts before we speak. That means that we have to recognize if situation starts thoughts in our mind, which produce negative emotion, and take in charge of our mind. Toxic thoughts can affect even our health. We can respond powerfully only if we master our thoughts, because that way we actually master our emotions. When we stop thoughts, we enter in the alpha state of mind, and like with meditation or breathing exercises, in alpha state of mind we can make connection with our heart. So heart will give the answer. Those are actually feelings, not emotions. So our thoughts should be clean, and when we have clean thoughts, positive results will happen in all areas of life.
So, yeah, so you would agree then that it's really important for us to learn how to manage our thoughts if we want to learn how to powerfully respond to our situations.
Yes, absolutely.
For you, what's the biggest advantage to learning how to master your emotions?
Well, actually, every situation in life will be solved much better, easier, and we will have peacefulness inside. That means that we will not be under stress. And stress is cause of many diseases and problems like I had in my life. So I would say that biggest advantage is definitely peacefulness that we can achieve as we master our emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have something that you find most helpful to do when you realize that you're reacting rather than responding to a situation or a person in your life?
I like to use a magic wand technique by Brian Tracy. It is very fast and very effective. I stop in that moment and I fast imagine that everything is perfect and absolutely how I would like it to be. That brings peace fast and give us perception of a present moment. So concentration is back and we have control so we can respond and not react.
Yeah. Is learning how to master our emotions like a once and done thing?
No, I believe that is a lifetime process because every situation is different, every emotion is different, every person is different. So actually every solution is different. This is why I created algorithms for emotional development. So everyone can get answers suitable to a specific situation and depending on the answers they give. So I believe that is something we have to set up in our life in every day to master our emotions and to have actually control of our ego, to allow our heart to decide for us sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if you will go with me here, I want to go back to talking a little bit about the essential part of mastering our thoughts, because sometimes I know you had mentioned, well, one of the good ways to do that is when you make a practice of meditation daily, because then you're in that. But it sounds to me like thoughts really play a powerful piece in the mastering of our emotions, and particularly when we're suddenly finding ourselves in a situation that we were kind of blindsided by. So can we go back and talk a little bit about other ways where, so if somebody is not familiar with or has never meditated, then what is there for them if that's not a daily practice?
Well, this reveals a new connection. Feel, think, say, attract, live. So, to be precise, emotions are connected with our thoughts. Thoughts define how we will react or respond. That depends on words we say to a specific person, because that way we attract similar reaction or response and we will live that. I described that as LHM formula, and it should go like this. First, think about what you feel. Think about what you think about. And then think about what you talk about. If these three aspects are not in balance, the universe will give you bad chaotic experiences. So our job actually is to set in balance these three important aspects: feelings, thoughts, and speaking. because that is like a process that goes around. And if we master to recognize what we feel and to balance that with our thoughts, then it should not be a problem to respond and not react.
Yeah. That's good. That's powerful when you really stop and think about.
Actually, maybe it is easier when I say when you detect a problem, ask yourself what you think, or what you think of it and how you talk about it, and with who. It is important with who you talk also.
Yeah. Often we're not thinking clearly when we're in the middle of those intense situations in our life or in our relationships. So can we learn how to switch gears in the middle of an intense emotional reaction? And then if that's possible, what are some skills or tips or tricks to help us remember to respond rather than to react?
Well, actually, nature gave us incredible defense mechanism, just we don't recognize it. If we start to feel manifestations in our body like shaking, headache, pressure, that is a sign to stop immediately. Mm-hmm. If in any situation we feel affected, attacked, hurt, we must stop our mind. And if it is possible, leave that situation. If not, take a deep breath, concentrate, and then respond. So I would say that our natural instincts are the most important in this. So if you feel any kind of these manifestations, that is a sign to stop.
Yeah. So let's go back to that situation where you say, okay, you can't leave, because I mean, sometimes actually you can just leave for a while and create some space, and sometimes you can't. So you're saying take a big breath, kind of decompress a little bit, but that's a very, that's a pretty quick thing that has to happen, and kind of regain a little bit of your equilibrium, and then. But you can't leave the situation. So after you've
Actually, it is very difficult. It's not easy at all. Just we have to somehow stop and try to transfer ourselves in our mind on the other place. In that kind of situation, I like to think that I'm on the beach. It sounds like a game, but actually it's not. What happened to me once when I was doing those in vitros, they actually didn't have anesthesia to give to me in hospital when they needed to do one small operation. And I was on the table, and they didn't even say to me that I started to feel a high level of pain. And that is extremely stressful situation, and I can get out of that. So I was like, what is going on? Why you didn't say that to me? They said, we must do this now, and just oxygen pump doesn't work, so we have to do it this way.
Oh my gosh.
So nurse came to me, and she took my hand and she said, just don't think. Imagine that you are on the beach now, and you will not sense pain so much. It was not so serious intervention, but it was painful. But I will never forget her, and I will never forget what she told me. And this is what I do in intense situation, any kind. Just transfer yourself in your mind on another place, because that person will continue to yell at you, will continue to attack you, but actually that has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with you, and that is such a fabulous key right there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add to what we've been talking about that we haven't yet discussed?
Well, I wish to thank you for hosting this incredible summit. I'm very honored that you called me. And I will offer as a gift my book, Live from Your Heart and Mind. Book was published in January and it became a bestseller on release day. I have no idea how that happened, but it happened. And in the book, I have described complete intelligence system, formulas, algorithms for emotional development, as well as IQ training and associative memory for intellectual development, because I believe we also must develop our mind to be strong enough to respond. And the book is filled with examples from my personal experience, as well as exercises for everyone to master their emotional and intellectual side. And I will prepare, we are developing a mobile application so actually people can play and on funny and easy way try to master their emotions, which will help them in everyday life.
That's awesome. That's really exciting.
Well, I hope so. I don't know how it will end up, but until now, people react very, very good, and I'm very happy. It gives so positive effect, and that really I can help people in that way.
Well, thank you very much for being with us today, and also Catherine and I want to thank all of you that have been listening to this interview today, and we I'm quite sure that you've gotten a lot of really good, powerful information to take and start applying into your world and your situations. I know I did, listening to Catherine, and I really do appreciate that. And be sure to come join us again tomorrow for our daily interview tomorrow, and I will be back with you then. And and yeah, so Catherine and I will talk with you after the interview is closed here. But I do want to thank you all again for listening, and Catherine for being here with us.
Thank you, Sarah.